All right, man. We seen what happened with Aidan Hutchinson yesterday. Unfortunately, I think they're reporting that it could be a fractured fibula. So honestly, it's not as bad as you thought it was. Like a complete break. Um, so yeah, man. A lot of people may say why they had them guys in there and they blowing them out. Well, Dallas was blowing out. Dallas was blowing out. Dallas was blowing out. They were actually blowing out, Baltimore, or Baltimore's blowing them out. And they actually came back in that game. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, something on my lip. But yeah, so yeah, that's why you play your guys in the third quarter into the fourth quarter until you for sure the game is out of reach. So I didn't have an issue with those guys being in. Anything can happen. I just think it was a freak accident. Before, they was trying to beat around the bush and be cheap with a pass rusher. Now, they got to go out there and they got to spend, some capital on a pass rusher. They just can't patch it together. But hopefully Hutch make a full recovery. I know he only, 23 years old, I think, 24 years old. So he young and his body should be capable of bouncing back. Don't seem to be a out of shape guy. So, everything happens for a reason. But nonetheless, I think that you really can't replace his value on that defensive line, but they got to do some things. If it's getting more than one guy in here, if it's getting one guy in here, they got to do some things, man, and they got to make it happen. If you really want to be a Super Bowl contender, even after that, they did get some really good pressure on Dak Prescott, but I think that was adrenaline, that was momentum, and obviously you're not going to start off games with a momentum. We know that. That's not going to be the case. You're not going to start off these games with a bunch of momentum and things of that nature. So, talking about some guys that signed Reddick from the Jets. There's rumors that he's talking about retiring. They offered him a 1-year deal, increasing his salary. He said no, thank you. And now they're saying that he may walk away from the game. So, if that's the case and he willing to walk away, I mean, maybe the Jets may be looking to make a move, and obviously the third round they gave up, the value ain't even the third round they gave up for him. I mean, and then you got a guy like Max Crosby, which, that's who everybody want, local guy, childhood Lion fan, obviously a guy that can, bring something to the table that Hutchinson brought to the table, an elite guy, leadership qualities, should fit right in. And then, then the talks kind of go over to the fact when Hutchinson do get back, him and Hutchinson on the defensive ends together, it'll be nasty. It'll be super duper nasty. And, unfortunately, Hutchinson was taking that step in the right direction to being really a superstar. He was taking that step in the right direction. So, unfortunately for him, this happened, but he was taking that step in the right direction to be a superstar, man. He was leading the league in sacks and, had got another sack on that play. And, but, like I said, everything happened for a reason. Crosby, Hassan Reddick are probably two of the guys that's on top of the list. And then you start probably looking at, Trayvon Walker from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost again to Chicago Bears in London yesterday. So it was rumors that they could be looking to get rid of him. So there's a lot of options there, out there for Lions, and maybe putting a combination of them options together. I mean, you lost Davenport, you lost Kaminsky, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, they activated Okusu, however you pronounce his name, for the practice squad. So yeah, there's they got to go out there and get a guy or two. I think they needed a guy before the Aidan Hutchinson, and maybe they give somebody on the street a call. But you start looking at those teams that's not doing so well. The Giants, I don't know, if they looking to make a deal because they got so many primetime games because they New York, who else you looking at? The Jaguars. You know, are they going to become sellers after paying Trevor Lawrence? So these are questions that have to be asked. What? But even if we like, man, the Lions gotta put a play together. Even we saying that, they could be looking at it totally different. So, you know, they could be looking like we trust our guys and we're confident in our guys, and maybe that's how they looking at it. Maybe so. Maybe they won't go out there and get somebody of importance. But start looking at teams like Tennessee, you start looking at teams like the Carolina Panthers, you know. Who else you got out there? The Cleveland Browns, the Darius Smith. Maybe you could poach a couple of these guys and put something together. You know, real talk. Maybe you can put something together. You know, so but I think they got to do something. But yeah, maybe they could put something together. But honestly, you know, knowing the Lions, how cheap they is, I ain't sure. I ain't sure. I'm not sure. So, but I think those are the wish lists, and you know, obviously, when dealing with Detroit teams, we know what the true wish list is. With the wish list and the list is totally two different things. No, we gonna come back with some old washed up guy. Remember, we got Tyson Alululu last year. Come on, man. Out of all the guys, they want to get old. Don't be surprised if they don't get a Dominican Sue off his couch. That's just how they be moving. But Crosby, Hassan Reddick, you know, maybe looking at some of them other teams that's not doing so well. So Darius Smith in Cleveland. You know, maybe look down there in Carolina if they got a pass rusher too. So yeah, start to kind of look around and see if you can find some guys that can help you. But we'll see. But we got a tough game next week in Minnesota. So no Hutchinson, I think we probably going up to. I think we be in Minnesota. They probably going to be heavy favorite. So, you know, in my opinion, I didn't say heavy, but they should be favorite, especially without Hutchinson. So we'll see what they can cook up without Hutch. But you know, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Spotify. Check out the Patreon and links in the link tree. I appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Well, the link tree is on my other channel. I'm thinking this is my other channel, Goodfella TV. Check the link tree out there. Free Game 89. All those links inside the link tree to those platforms. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.